reducing your capital gains tax liability. You may be able to save time and money on your tax with a better understanding of the capital gains tax rules. It's widely known that under the 50% rule, investors only need to include half the net capital gain on those investments held for more than a year in their assessable income. It's the treatment and offsetting of losses which confuses most people. Generally, most investors halve the capital gain and then deduct any capital loss amounts. This is incorrect. You're meant to net out any losses against the full capital gain and then apply the 50% rule. Investors can now choose the order in which they reduce their gains by applying their losses and may benefit by netting any losses against gains for which the 50% rule doesn't apply, that is, shares held less than 12 months. A hypothetical. Ben has a capital gain on some shares he sold this year. This consists of a $1,000 gain, which is eligible for the 50% rule, and a $500 gain, which is not. He also has a $700 loss to offset against these gains. Not realising that he could choose which order to reduce his gain, Ben deducts the $700 loss from the $1,000 gain and halves it, leaving him with a $500 gain. Adding the other $500 gain, he has a final capital gain of $650. That is $1,000 minus $700 divided by 2 plus $500. Gary has had the same gain and the same loss, but with guidance from his tax advisor, he decides to do things differently. He uses $500 of his $700 loss to cancel out the $500 gain, ineligible for the 50% rule, and uses the remaining $200 loss to offset the $1,000 gain using the 50% rule. That is, $500 minus $500 plus $1,000 minus $200 divided by 2, leaving a $400 gain. In this example, Ben is left with a $650 taxable gain and Gary with $400. If the size of the transaction is much larger, then the consequences of getting the maths right can be quite significant. These types of savings can apply to any asset class to which capital gains applies, including property. This information is provided as a guide only. Before acting on any decision with tax implications, contact us.
Think twice, get some great advice.
SD Life Insurance and Wealth Advice, 40330254, part of the SD Group of Companies.